4, 3, 2, 1.
Put everything down and crank your speakers up.
It's time for
The Realest Podcast.
Oh yeah!
We got us a new world champion!
And what is going on, guys? You're listening to the Realest Podcast, and welcome to May 15th, Monday Night Raw review. Wasn't that bad of a Raw. It was an okay Raw. Not better than what they do. New Jersey today. Few things I'm wanting to discuss before we do. We'll talk some stuff that happened in the indie scene for this past weekend. As always, I am joined by Andrew Bass. Kyle obviously working. He still is a part of it. He still wants to do the shows, but he's doing a lot of work stuff, so he's not able to be with us all the time. So, to cover what's happened in the Indies, first, the big news is Adam Cole has been kicked out of the Bullet Club, and he is now, I guess you could say, a big-time free agent now. There's no telling on what will happen. The rumor mill is saying, that he's going to be coming to WWE, and if so, it makes sense that NXT is right around the corner, since they like to show their, the stars and the free, basically showing them ringside and everything like that for the crowd to react to. So, let's get into the Monday Night Raw. Two heel turns, a controversial loss, and of course a weird match announced. What do you think of tonight?
I think a lot of stuff that happened tonight needed to happen. I think the fans speak for themselves when Goldust made his heel turn, and it was thank you Goldust. Even the fans weren't behind Golden Truth to begin with, so it was nice to see them kind of split up and to see Goldust kind of take a heel persona, which he really hasn't done in, it has to be years.
Mm-hmm.
You could correct me if I'm wrong, but from when he first came back.
Yeah, he played that controversial heel because he really touched that homophobic line, which was really touchy back whenever he was doing it, especially with just how the times were back then. So obviously I don't see him really going anywhere other than being a jobber, but it's a good kickoff show, type of feud for Extreme Rules.
Absolutely. Then it gets them on the card, which they really haven't been.
Yeah, in all honesty, when's the last time that you could say that they were on the card?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. So, the other heel turn, Apollo Crews has officially turned heel, which is, interesting. I don't think it's a bad thing or a good thing.
Well, we finally have an identity for Apollo Crews now.
Maybe. So it's basically
kind
show
of
that him and Titus O'Neil are going to be, I wouldn't say a team, but, they're going to be, partners in crime. Which I think Titus is doing a really good job at the manager role.
Right.
So that's the second that's the second heel turn, and then obviously at the top of the hour, the very first thing we see is Kurt Angle come out and announce that since Braun Strowman is out with an injury with shattering his elbow, and he will be out for around 6 months. The Great Balls of Fury or whatever it's called, or Great Balls of Fire, they will be having, it was supposed to be Braun versus Brock, but since Braun is hurt, they're going to have a fatal 5-way Extreme Rules match for the number one contendership. The 5 are including Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, Samoa Joe, and that's it. I saw Brock's name at the bottom, so I was like, oh, Brock Lesnar. No, that'd have been a fail. So we're seeing those 5. The rumor mill is saying that it's going to be Finn Balor winning it. And that
would be an interesting move.
It's an interesting move.
I don't think it's a good idea, though.
I haven't been behind
for him
it
just
at
to come back and then get trashed by Brock Lesnar.
He got trashed tonight.
Yeah, well, it's God he was up against, though. It was Roman Reigns.
I guess, but still at the same time, it's.
If we're being honest, it's probably going to be Roman. If it's not
No,
Roman,
I
I
don't.
secretly hope that it's Bray Wyatt.
I don't see Roman being that guy. I don't think they'll have him go for it at the Great Balls of Fury pay per view. Out of all pay per views, the Great Balls of Fury, I just do not see
Oh,
Roman.
it's a typical Vince thing to do. Well, we lost Braun Strowman. Throw in Roman Reigns. Hoorah!
I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see that being their move.
No, I would like to see Bray Wyatt.
I wouldn't mind it. Me and I don't know. I
They're making
personally,
him look strong. They really are.
yeah, I personally would like to see Samoa Joe. That's been something because that'd be just a super heavyweight fight, and I mean, if probably not gonna get it, it's gonna probably continue with him and Seth Rollins. So
Right. That's what I'm even considering Samoa Joe. As much as I would love to see that. I mean, the odds of Seth Rollins or Samoa Joe winning that Fatal 5-Way are like slim to none
yeah,
with their feud going on. So I mean, at the start there, you're limited down to 3 people: either Finn, Roman, or Bray Wyatt.
yeah. I Seth, I don't know, man. I am really hoping. I Out of the 5, there's just nobody that I really, I don't think it benefits anybody. Out of the 5, there really isn't anybody that benefits from this. I mean, Finn, can go for it, but you know that Finn's gonna lose.
Yeah, I would not have him go over on Brock. And from what I understand, the plans were to have Brock hold on to the title for at least a year.
Well, he took.
From what I've heard.
Well, Finn took his first one-on-one pin today.
Yeah.
So against Roman Reigns, as crazy as it is, I mean, I really don't understand unless they have a long-term game plan, for the 3 weeks that they're going to have with, these, main event matches or these so-called main event matches. If they're going to have another one with Bray or Finn winning, then it's not that big of an issue. But at the same time, again, I'm not a fan of Finn taking the loss because it makes him look bad. I mean, Roman really doesn't need he doesn't need any help. I mean, for God's sakes, he's beaten the Undertaker. He just got done beating the shit out of Braun. Well, I mean, what does Roman take from this? Because now Finn looks dumb.
Yeah. I mean, there was no need for Roman to win, but like it doesn't surprise me that they had Roman win because he's Roman. You can never count out Roman Reigns. If you're going to make a bet on anyone, it's Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I just don't agree with it at all. So, what is this match that I'm so baffled by this? What is this match that they have announced for the women's title?
It is a kendo stick on a pole match. So essentially, the way matches like this, and yes, they have happened before, have been handled, is it'll be essentially be a ladder match. Only without a title being up for grabs, it'll be a kendo stick, and basically whoever climbs the ladder and retrieves the kendo stick is allowed to use it. They have always been a failure in the past. While they're repeating this for the future, I have no idea. I mean, if you're going to make an Extreme Rules match, make it a darn Extreme Rules match. Don't be like, oh, well, you can only use a kendo stick and it'll be a kendo stick on a pole match. They've done this so many times and it's never gone over with the crowd because the crowd wants to see a multitude of things. They don't want to see a whole match be a regular match and then at the end of the match you have somebody use a kendo stick for like a minute or so.
Right.
But essentially that's what the match is. It's a ladder match and whoever gets this kendo stick is allowed to use it.
Right. We also, if that's the case, if that's what they're gonna go for, with it being, whoever grabs the kendo stick first wins, that's so dumb. Like, make it be like where if they grab the kendo stick, they can use it as a weapon. I don't know. That just.
Well, no, that's what the match is. Essentially, the kendo stick is going to be above the ring, and whoever grabs it has the ability to use it. the other person does not.
I mean,
So it's like they get a little extra advantage to help them win the match. It's not a hardcore match. It's just, oh, you can use a kendo stick once you get it down.
that sounds dumb. We also saw Jeff Hardy defeat Sheamus in a one-on-one match, which, by the looks of it, we're gonna have these one-on-one matches once again between Sheamus, Cesaro, and the Hardy Boys. Again, I mean, we've already seen it, so it's already kind of overdone. And I'm gonna say it again: if the Hardys in any way, shape, or form take the loss, and then it makes it's gonna make them look bad. You're champions. You never need to lose. So, which I'm assuming that we're gonna see a ladder match in the future with that match.
Yeah, you'd have to suspect that. And I have a feeling that at the end of this feud, you're going to see the Hardys go broken.
I don't know. I don't know.
Or at least Matt go broken.
I don't know. I really don't. 'Cause I know there's still a lot of legal stuff going on. So this one made zero sense. Sasha Banks loses to Alicia Fox.
Well, I think it does make a little bit of sense. Like in the terms of we know what her role is right now. She is not considered to be one of the most premier women of the division right now. It seems like creative has sort of abandoned her at the moment and focused all efforts on Bailey and Alexa at this point. So, I mean, like, that's what it tells me as a wrestling fan. That obviously, um, Alicia Fox, who's only on TV to support cruiserweights and get in the boyfriend-girlfriend feuds with them, just beat one of your premier women's wrestlers. You know, for me, that shows that you lost confidence in that superstar.
That's just nuts.
That's like R-Truth beating Braun Strowman. Like, why?
Just
No, I mean seriously, it's like why? Why would you ruin that wrestler's momentum by having somebody who is basically on TV once every so often beat a premier athlete like Sasha Banks?
yeah. I mean, Sasha didn't really have a ton of momentum, but still, it's dumb.
Well, no, but you would expect her to get the win, there against Alicia Fox. It's not like she was going up against Alexa Bliss where it would have been okay if she took the loss because it's Alexa Bliss and she's the champion. Or Nia Jax would make more sense, like, because she, is protected.
Well, they need somebody to have a kickoff show match for Extreme Rules. It's obvious that that's going to happen. Really.
But I mean, ask yourself, do you really want to see that match though?
I mean, no. I'll probably watch it just because I'm getting ready to watch the pay-per-view. But I mean, no, I don't want to watch it.
I mean, that's the thing about Raw. Like, I mean, Raw has got to step up. I mean, they got the star power to make that a really good show. And like honestly, if you look at Extreme Rules, that one match for the Fatal 5-Way, that's a stacked match. But that's all of your premier wrestlers aside from The Miz. I mean, you could probably throw out Dean Ambrose there too, but they're going to be doing their own little thing. But you're having all of your top stars that are available in that main event. So it's like, all right, well, what are we going to do for the rest of the pay-per-view?
Right. Well, speaking of Dean, we also have Miz versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship today, and Miz wins by disqualification.
Yeah, I was upset with that. I honestly think that the best move for Raw and for WWE in general is for The Miz to be the Intercontinental Champion.
Right.
Dean is not getting it done. Dean is not an entertaining champion at the moment. I don't know what it is about Dean Ambrose. He's just not entertaining me.
Yeah. I agree. He's not that entertaining at all. And, again, it just sets something up for Extreme Rules. And, I could easily see a tables match being, put there. That's just where because when it comes to the pay-per-view Extreme Rules, they like to have each match have some sort of stipulation. So I could see this being that tables match stipulation or hell, even the chairs match.
Yeah, please don't jinx it. Please don't.
So,
I think they need to get rid of chairs matches and make them no disqualification or false count anywhere at that point.
yeah. So I see that happening, and then we also have the cruiserweights go head to head in a tag team: Neville and TJP versus Austin Aries and Gentleman Jack Gallagher. Neville and TJP obviously end up with a win. Austin Aries is really seeming like he's being Super Cena of the cruiserweights, getting beat up 24/7 and losing the way he's losing. I'm the feud is money between him and Neville. It's money. I love it. I think I don't. I'm still confused on where they're going with with TJP and Gallagher. I could see a Fatal 4 coming out of it. That also could be the ladder match, is the Fatal 4, four-way ladder match. So I'm just confused about it right now.
Yeah, because you know that it's going somewhere because of the incentive that TJP kind of has. Stick with me, and there'll be a title opportunity down the road. Well, obviously, that title opportunity has not come, so you see TJP be like, hey, wait a minute. I want my opportunity at Extreme Rules. No, what are you crazy? And then you got everybody else just challenging for it. So, I mean, it's a good setup. It really is. Um, I honestly feel like if this is the plan, this is probably the smartest way to get the title off of Neville. If they're going to do a Fatal 4-Way, have him lose without not really having the opportunity to defend himself,
Mm-hmm.
and have him take his first clean, like, real true loss the following pay-per-view, and whoever's the champion holds onto it,
Right.
and that'll end that feud. Austin Aries, because that's what it looks like. It's going in the direction of Austin Aries finally getting a hold of that championship after being ducked for so many months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I I just see the Fatal 4-Way happening. I do. I think the Fatal 4-Way is going to be the direction they go. And I do think
Well, I mean, at this
well,
point, you don't
Aries
want
is
to
going to
have another
win.
one match.
Well, Aries is going to win.
Well, I mean, you would hope that he wins. I mean, after everything he's gone through over these past few months, I mean, they're kind of, putting it to the point where it's kind of like he has to win, or else it's like, how many chances are you going to get?
Right. I just do not see Aries not coming out on top somehow, especially with how the matches have ended 2 times now with disqualification. I think they need to have some sort of no disqualification. And if they do have another one-on-one, then, have something happen on Raw where, Kurt will come out and say, look, you've won twice now because of disqualification. This time you're not.
Right. Well, I mean, I honestly think that it's not a smart move to have him have a one-on-one match until Austin Aries wins the title, or whoever wins the title from Neville does, if that's the case. Because to have Austin Aries versus Neville, 4 times in a row for a one-on-one match would be insane. That's when um, you start pushing the whole flip-flopping titles like you did with Sasha and Charlotte.
Yeah. I think we're going to see this until SummerSlam, though.
Yeah, it's a good possibility. And like I said, have Austin Aries win at Extreme Rules, have it not be Neville's ability to stop it, because he's obviously facing 3 other guys, and then have that one-on-one match at the very next pay-per-view.
Yeah, if they do have, let's assume Aries wins this, the Sun or in 3 weeks. That gives them 2 months until SummerSlam. That gives them the May pay-per-view or the June and July pay-per-view to do something. Do you
Well,
have
what about Great Balls of Fire? When's that pay-per-view supposed to be?
July?
Okay, so that's after SummerSlam.
That's before SummerSlam. SummerSlam's in August.
That's right. I always get confused. At least I'm not calling the Survivor Series.
Wait, no, I lied to you. Extreme Rules is in early June, and Great Balls of Fire is in July. So they are gonna have So they still have they have two pay-per-views, and one can be a Aries winning, and then the other one can be just, I don't know. I wouldn't go with a tag team, but I would go with something as in like a triple threat or something like that. Or I mean, or they can go along the lines of, well, Aries has lost every single time because of disqualification, and SummerSlam be that stipulation.
Right, no
Because I
disqualification.
think they're trying to play the underdog card right now, or not the underdog,
Yeah, but
but
you can't play that with Austin
not the
Aries because
underdog card, but the card of he can't catch a break.
no. Well, the only reason why Neville's winning is because he's getting himself disqualified, that type of thing.
Hmm. So it also gives them something to work off of after SummerSlam with another one final match. Obviously, we would know, and then Neville being gone from the title picture for a while. So after that, we also have Roman Reigns defeating Finn Balor. I've already kind of given my thoughts on that. I don't think it's a smart move, especially where Finn is, and it makes Finn look dumb because he came out and said, "Look, I've beaten you before. I'm gonna get the opportunity, not you. I should be getting the opportunity." And then he just gets beat. He looks like a kid talking trash on Xbox, and then you play him and you beat him.
Right.
It makes Finn, in my opinion, look really dumb. So, and then Golden Truth or Goldust turns on our Truth, and then obviously Apollo
Right.
Crews turns on Big Cass, and then the main event, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins. They had about 10 minutes to work, and we saw Samoa Joe come out and interfere. And Samoa Joe, obviously disqualifying Bray Wyatt. You have Bray Wyatt get mad, and well, give Sister Abigail to both Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins. Again, it wasn't a bad Raw, but it was okay. Telling stories and putting new storylines on up there. I know a lot of people are still upset with the fact that we're not going to be seeing Brock Lesnar, and we're not going to be seeing a title fight, especially Extreme Rules. I've said it before, and I've been on another show explaining it, that you cannot have, with the way the Raw Championship has gone, Brock having the title is not a bad thing, and I've explained this a lot, saying they're protecting it, and the belt is meaning something, because when Brock shows up, something is crazy is about to happen, or we better pay attention. Brock's here. It's never the other way around. So, we've covered everything. A simple Raw. Is there any final thoughts before we go?
I think that, like I said before, I think some of the decisions that they made were really good. Some were really bad. One of which being that the Miz didn't walk away with the Intercontinental Championship. I'm hoping in the future he actually does get the championship, because they really need a strong heel carrying that title, or a stronger wrestler that's really like carrying the title, because Dean Ambrose, like I said, I don't know what it is about Dean Ambrose, but he's just not getting me excited whenever he comes out. I'm like, he's a good wrestler. He's
His promos have
entertaining at
gotten
times.
better since he's come to Raw.
Yeah,
Though.
yeah, much better. But man, he's got to get me. He's got to get me excited,
Yeah.
And he's just not. I mean, I'm more excited to see Alexa Bliss than I am Dean Ambrose. I mean, that's saying something.
Well, let's say Miz wins at Extreme Rules, and we see, Miz, retain the title. Who's next for the Intercontinental Championship? Finn Balor? Because there's a rumor going around that Roman Reigns is going to be feuding with Miz.
I guess I could see that, but I'm a little bit confused on that. Like
It's only a rumor.
I mean, it's only a rumor, but I mean, why would you have your top guy, when that's what they're trying to make him be? Go after the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, I would suggest Seth Rollins after he's done with Samoa Joe. I mean, I feel like he would be a better fit for that title, and give him that mid card title while he's waiting to get back in in the title picture.
Well, I think going after a mid card title for Seth Rollins is a huge downgrade, especially with what he's done and who he is at this point in time. That's just my opinion right now.
Well, yeah, but look at the card though. Look at all the people on the card. It's stacked. I mean, you're not going to have Seth Rollins go over on guys like Finn Balor and and um and Roman Reigns. I just don't see it. It's almost like the no, man, I can't think of that. Ty Dillinger curse. Like, seriously. I mean, the guy has all the talent in the world, but, when you have so many other larger athletes, that the company wants to push over, you really don't have a chance. You might as well throw him in the mid card.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I really don't know, but
I mean, then again, I could be completely wrong because Finn Balor just got completely just demolished tonight. So, is he even a main event player anymore? Is he mid card? Who knows what they're thinking?
I think they're trying to gain the trust in Finn now. I think that's what they're trying to do. Is just they're not going to give him title until they can trust him. He can stay healthy. I mean, the third or fourth week that he was on the main roster, he got hurt, and then not to mention he was having injury problems before he debuted on the main roster. So I don't know, but I do think with that being said that we are going to be ending tonight's show. Again, Monday Night Raw wasn't too solid, wasn't too bad. It was okay. So I think with that being said, until tomorrow for the SmackDown Live review, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We will be live right after. So until next time,